Welcome to In Case You Missed It. This is a top of the hour show we like to do where we catch you up on some stories you may have missed that made headlines. And I'm joined today by our morning anchor, Gurveer Denza. So, Gurveer, you've been following a lot of stories for several hours now.
We have been. And okay, so we're getting toward the end of the year, right? Christmas is just a couple of weeks away. Hopefully everybody's decorated and ready to celebrate the joy of that season. And then we look ahead to New Year's, right? So I want to talk to you about New Year's, Maria.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you like it? Is that like, for me, Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday.
New Year's has to be my favorite holiday.
Why
I tipped her
is
off
that?
right before we started this, so she knows already. So I am from Russia. So in Russia, it's a big family gathering, and you put on the television, and the president speaks, and you have the nation's top singers that do a performance and a show, and it's almost like Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Where, it's a time for food, celebration, and company. And
so like people come over earlier in the evening
it's a
and you
whole
all
day.
just visit and
It's a whole day festivity, and I think I've always enjoyed that, and I haven't necessarily carried that over here throughout my time living in the U.S., which is my whole life. But there have been aspects of that we have continued, and that's why New Year's is so special.
that is pretty cool. And I guess even though you can start something fresh and new every single day, that first day of the new year or ending a year and starting something new is kind of like starting with a clean slate.
You feel fresh.
Right? You feel like, okay, I need to lose that weight or whatever, whatever it is.
Everyone's like, why are we talking about New Year's? Christmas is 2 weeks away.
We are talking about New Year's, and I'll tell you why. Because for a lot of people, they have traditions like you did, Maria, in Russia, and maybe carrying those over. Some people love the ball drop in New York. I grew up watching, give my age, but I grew up watching Dick Clark, with the big ball drop staying up till midnight. Now, here in Atlanta, the peach drop is a really big deal. And for a while there, we didn't do it. But it's back, and it's back bigger and better. And our Patrick Quinn got a chance to talk with a fellow who's going to be hosting our New Year celebration here in Atlanta. And there may be some surprises. So take a listen.
The Peach Drop is coming back to New Year's Eve in Atlanta.
It's about time.
And the host of the Peach Drop is
I always like when people speak in riddles.
the voice of Atlanta, radio personality Ryan Cameron.
I like the fact that she had to get the approval.
As Ryan hit the airwaves today, I asked him, is he up for the challenge to set the tone and send the city into the new year right?
The question you just asked me, am I up for the challenge? Have you met me? This is what I do. We win for a living in Atlanta.
And Ryan will have company. In the final hours of the year at Underground Atlanta, the band Neon Trees will be among those set to perform. And rapper Big Boy is headlining. But just like the new year, Ryan told me, at the Peach Drop, expect the unexpected.
There will always be a surprise with the Peach Drop. Because if you get Big Boy, will Andre play the flute? We don't know.
Time will tell at Atlanta's own version of the Times Square Ball Drop. Started in 1989, at the Peach Drop, the 800-pound peach is set to make a return, plummeting from a 138-foot tower, where it's been vacant for the last 5 years. For Ryan,
I don't have any Usher tickets.
the Peach Drop is Atlanta, and its return is the perfect, promising signal to ring in the new year.
And this is Wakanda, baby. Come on down, New Year's Eve. Pop, 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 pop.
Patrick Quinn, Atlanta News First.
A lot of excitement ahead. But hey, before we talk about New Year's, let's address the fact that Christmas is still a couple weeks away, and a lot of us are getting prepared for that. A lot of people getting their holiday shopping on, getting their gifts ordered online, and delayed packages are coming at the worst possible time for that. Hundreds of parcels are still stuck in limbo here at a FedEx facility in Austell. Atlanta News First reporter Blake Devine is learning more about how long this could take and what impacts we could see for Christmas.
Weeks, Chris Stevens' front porch in Douglasville has sat empty as he waits for several precious packages containing essential items for his small business.
Probably $5,000 worth of stuff. So, this is costing me quite a bit of money that I needed for Christmas.
He's one of dozens who haven't had their packages delivered on time by FedEx.
Black Friday, Cyber Monday stuff, it's all sitting in Austell.
According to tracking information, there seems to be a misleading trend. One of Stevens' items was shipped on November 26th. It arrived at the Austell facility early morning on November 29th. A few minutes later, it was reported to have been on a truck for delivery that day.
You watch tracking and they never get on a truck and they just come right back. And that goes on every day.
We reached out to FedEx about these issues, who sent us this statement. Quote, "We sincerely regret any inconvenience caused by delays in the areas serviced out of our Austell facility and appreciate our customers' patience as we implement contingencies to deliver these packages as quickly as possible." Still, Stevens says there's been a lack of communication.
If I were to know that it was going to take 3 weeks to get something, that's much better than having no idea at all what's going on.
Blake Devine, Atlanta News First.
And new developments in the trial that we all thought was over. Rapper Young Thug got the plea deal that made him a free man changed after all, a judge ruling that he can come back to Atlanta starting in late 2027, but he can only visit for up to 2 weeks at a time, 4 times a year. So there are some conditions tied to that. And the biggest one, he has to maintain out of any trouble for the next 3 years. He cannot violate his probation at all for the next 3 years to be granted those visitation opportunities. Now, Young Thug's lawyer initially asked for a modification to his probation so that he could come back and visit for the holidays. He was banished from Metro Atlanta for 10 years as part of the probation that he's serving after pleading guilty in the YSL RICO trial. Now, the rapper does still have to come to Atlanta to hold anti-violence and anti-gang presentation with the community's youth, so he is still expected to appear for that. What he was asking for were those personal visits and time spent with family, which, again, come 2027, as long as he hasn't violated his probation, the judge said that would be okay. Another thing for you on this Thursday, an opportunity to support a local business. A Metro Atlanta pizza business has announced that they'll give 100% of sales to their staff if you purchase a pizza today. Now, on their social media, Glide Pizza said in part, quote, "There is simply no feeling like a restaurant crew running like a well-oiled machine, and 2024 has been marked by that feelings." So this is their way of giving back to their staff for a wonderful year of hard work that they have given to this establishment and its customers. Now, Glide Pizza has 2 locations that you could go to today, one off Auburn Avenue in Old Fourth Ward and the other off Ponce de Leon Avenue in Decatur. Both restaurants are going to be open starting at 4 o'clock today. That is an hour earlier than usual. So a great opportunity to get some pizza today and support the staff at these 2 locations. And another thing that you could start thinking about as we inch closer to the weekend is the Magic of Lights show. We've been talking about it on air and online, and this is truly something you don't want to miss if you're looking for ways to get into the holiday spirit with your friends and family. This is happening at Dixie Motor Speedway in Woodstock, and so many people have already turned out for this. Atlanta News First is a proud media partner of the Magic of Lights this year, and we are honestly trying to help you as much as possible to enjoy this by putting out a link for you. It's right here on your screen. You can also go to our website, atlantanewsfirst.com, and get a ticket for you, your friends, your family. I mean, I took my dog last year, and it was a wonderful time. This is a drive-through show, and it really is quite lengthy, so you can get a good amount of time spent enjoying the lights, enjoying the music of your choice that you put on in your car. It's $23.50 per car, so you can take the whole family, pack whoever you want, and go enjoy this magical light show in Woodstock. With that, thank you so much for joining us for In Case You Missed It. We have bunch of news that is constantly happening here in Metro Atlanta and beyond, and we're keeping you updated every step of the way. So make sure you have the Atlanta News First app downloaded on your phone so you don't miss any notifications and moments when we get breaking news and developing stories in your area. With that, we are going to continue to bring you live coverage here on Atlanta News First Plus of the major stories that are happening in and around our community. So do stick with us. We're going to take you back to local news live for the latest news around the country.